up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Can you guys hear me? Awesome. Nice to see everybody today. Got some people connecting. Hey, Vaughn, Mike, Tony, what's going on? Awesome. Hey, Tracy, Benny, Alma, what's going on? We'll get rolling because I got a super special treat for you guys today. We wanted to do something a little different today to give you guys a ton of value for the holiday season. And so I asked one of my buddies who is a pro at marketing, email marketing, flows, all of that, and communicating to your customer base. And he was nice enough to put something together and to be able to bring you guys some value, all in the spirit of outreach, marketing, and helping you guys with the growth. So we'll get rolling, and whoever is on the attendee side versus the panelists, we'll just let them in. And then remember, we'll also have it recorded, for later. So Mark, thank you so much. I really appreciate you doing this.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for
yeah,
having me.
Yeah, no problem. And take it away. Give it up for Mark, guys. Give it up for Mark. Give him some love.
Thanks, guys. Really, really excited to get a connect with you and present today on the Creators Live community. And I'm going to share some slides, but those slides are going to really just kind of keep us fundamentally like on pace for this conversation and what's going on. I'm going to give you a little background on me, how I got started, kind of what I specialize in, and then we're going to go into some key dates and tactics that you guys can really leverage to maximize your sales this holiday season. So I really know within Creators Live, there's really two different types of businesses in here, right? We've got a lot of you that I'm sure on the call today are running direct to garment, local printing businesses. And then there's also brands that are running their own apparel business and growing. So we work with both type of businesses. My background is heavy into e-commerce. This is actually going to be like my 15th or 16th Black Friday this year. I started back in the late 2000s building websites and helping my friends and doing some freelance work. And then in 2010, I started my first e-commerce wine business. And then I went into the agency world. So I'm going to share some slides and then we can get into it. And Victor, I believe we're going to have some time for questions too at the end, right?
Definitely. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
We'll go heavy there.
Great. Cool. Well, a little background on me. Like I said, this is around my 15th, 16th Black Friday. I've been doing this my whole career. I haven't done anything else. I've been working with D2C consumer brands, B2B businesses, service-based businesses, info coaching businesses, helping them grow and scale specifically through acquisition and retention marketing. I also love to race sailboats, surf, dive, sail, pretty much anything on the water. I'm into it. But my business is called Breadloaf. We're a full service digital agency with a couple different departments. We've got a whole department called Retention Labs that just does email, SMS, push, and direct mail. And those are really the core channels that we see as the ultimate leverage through the holiday season. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into here. Main reason being, all of you right now, it doesn't matter what type of business you're selling to consumer or you're selling B2B. Right now, there is a window, and there is a window to really maximize that revenue. And if you're selling B2B right now it's September 20th. You guys have really like a solid like month and a half, before the holiday season really kicks into gear. So the next, like, I would call it 45 days, 60 days is like super essential to focus on hitting your customers up and marketing to them to make sure they get their orders in. And they're also planning properly for the holiday season this year. This is also some great information that you guys can give to them with key dates if that's something you'd like to share with them. But a little bit more about Breadloaf. We've worked with a lot of big brands, everyone from Monster Cables, Monster Headphones, Inca Shoes, Diff Eyewear, Journeyman, Flex, Kenny Flowers, worked with a lot of different brands. Our team really is a team. We got a team of about 25 now, all throughout the world. We got an office in Europe. I'm based here in Southern California. And then we have the rest of our team throughout the US and Canada. We got lead creative. We got a whole creative department. We've got our head of content, project management, reporting team, our front end and back end developers, our head of CRO, QA team, our e-commerce specialists, and media buyers. And we're partners with all the top tech in the e-commerce ecosystem, from Attentive, Justuno, Shopify, ManyChat, Klaviyo, IntelliOps, Gorgeous, all the works. I wanted to throw in, just so you can see some of the quality of the work we've done. This is actually a campaign that one of our clients, Yo Colorado, they're like an outdoor apparel brand. They partnered with Coors Banquet to actually launch their 150-year celebration campaign. So this is a campaign we actually just launched over the last couple of weeks. You can see the work that we did across, and this is a client we're full funnel on. So we run their paid ads. We do their email, SMS, and push direct mail marketing. And then we also build and manage their e-commerce site. So wanted to throw in some examples to just see what we can do. And a lot of our clients are in the apparel, fashion, accessory space. So when it comes to the holiday season, there's really 4 types of channels that you want to maximize. It starts with email, right? You guys have a customer list. You guys should be putting out campaigns to making sure you're getting orders and you're getting things delivered. Right now, what we've seen from the past few years when it comes to Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and we'll get more into those dates in a minute, we used to start Black Friday like a few days before Black Friday, right? And then COVID came around and Black Friday started, 2 weeks earlier. And now Black Friday is really starting like the last week of October, first week of November. With that being in mind, if you guys are on the B2B end and servicing a lot of apparel, retail brands that are potentially selling for Black Friday, you want to start making sure that you're communicating with them right now, because these brands are starting to gear up. They're starting to get orders in and they're starting to ramp up production, knowing that their clients are going to, and their customers are going to need inventory to really be on the shelves and to be there in time for the holiday rush. Because as we go into the holiday, right, there's only so much time we have to actually fulfill and get orders out. And that's another reason why Black Friday started a lot earlier. If you wait until, the week, a couple days before Black Friday, if you're on the brand side to start selling, what's essentially going to happen is you only have so much time to get orders in, and consumers only have so many dollars they're spending during the holiday season. So by starting earlier and getting that offer out, you're maximizing the velocity of revenue you can be making, and also taking a lot less pressure off of those core days during Black Friday week, starting on Black Friday, ending on Giving Tuesday. We'll go through those dates. So email is number one. If you guys have an email list, I would be communicating with your customers daily. I'd be hitting up your hot customers in your sales CRM, and I'd be pounding the payment with a good direct offer that you guys can be presenting to them. Obviously, on the B2B side, margins are a lot lower, so we're not looking to discount. But what we want to start doing is we want to start letting our customers know that if we're going to get orders in, if they're going to start working with us, they need to get them in soon enough. And part of the reason is because that time right now, right? So starts with email, then it goes to SMS. I don't know how many of you guys are using a sales CRM, but if you're not, I highly recommend you use one. Main reason being a good sales CRM like HubSpot or Close that we use will let you actually email, text, and call customers directly in that sales CRM. So this is different from like an email marketing platform that you would be using like MailChimp or Klaviyo or HubSpot as well, where you're just sending marketing related messages. The great thing about a solid sales CRM is you can build out a pipeline. You can actually keep track, and you can make sure that all that communication with the client is living in one central hub. You know, email's not just living in your email inbox, or text messages aren't living on your personal cell phone, right? Everything goes into one central hub. This is also super helpful too. Let's say if you guys have a sales team and someone leaves the company, right? They were using a personal cell phone or an email, and now all of that communication with those customers is lost. Putting everything into a central CRM where you can manage POs, build out a pipeline on projections, super essential here. And it's going to make this high touch communication a lot easier. I added in push marketing because push has become something that's been quite big for a lot of our clients, specifically on the direct consumer brand side. We build mobile apps for clients now. We use a platform called TapCart, and we can actually take a Shopify website and turn it into a mobile app experience with very, very low code. And I added this in here because push is a big thing. You could also use like simple push opt-ins like PushAl embedded into your website. And then as people come in, they can opt in to push. And that's just another channel that you can use to communicate with them. Lastly, snail mail's back. Direct mail has been super impactful for all of our clients on the B2B and the B2C side over the last 2 years. As Facebook and Google advertising and digital advertising in general has gotten more expensive, leveraging that PO data information that you have on all your past clients, sending them direct offers, getting them a reason to reinvent the conversation, bring them back in. Direct mail is a great piece. Also on the B2B side, if you guys can buy lists and scrub those lists and send direct mail pieces for new customers. I know it sounds weird, like we live in this digital era, but I'm telling you, like in direct mail right now for cold outbound, no one gets good cold outbound anymore. And if you have a good direct offer with the solid sales letter, sending like what we call like lumpy mail is a great way to do that. Like I'll let you know, like just on the agency side to get clients, like we're running a lumpy mail campaign right now where we bought bank bags off of Amazon, and we're filling the bank bags with like fake cash. And then we're putting in an actual letter that's like, this is all the cash, like a sales letter that says, this is all the cash you're missing out on because you're not working with us. Right. So it's crafty, it's fun. And it gets people to, pick up the phone and give you a call. So but right now, if you guys have like a good database of existing customers and you have their PO, like billing info with direct mail, there's a great place to just reinvent the conversation or re-engage with someone that hasn't hit you up in a while. So as we go into BFCM, right? This is going to give you guys a good idea on just like where the roadmap is and the timeline for key dates right now. We being like 75% of our clients we're running retention and lifecycle marketing for. So we're sitting anywhere from 2 to 5 campaigns a week. We started like doing the planning back in July and then implementing the schedule, getting it planned out in August. And pretty much we're all done and just in production right now. And that's because, as we go into November and December, we're sending like 2 or 3 times more campaigns than we normally do. So we really have to get ahead. But looking at this calendar, looking where things are at, the reason I want to show you guys this is just to give you an idea. There is not much time here. We're on September 20th. Like I said, as we go into November, a couple of key dates. Black Friday is the 24th of November this year. So it's coming up. Most brands are going to be launching their direct offers somewhere between the 2nd to the 9th. Some of them potentially even earlier, with this year Halloween landing on the 31st. We're going to see those campaigns really as brands evolve and shift from holiday, any type of holiday Halloween offers into an early Black Friday. So knowing that that's happening, really this next week and the first week of October, those are really essential key dates on the B2B end, where I would be super aggressive with reaching out to your warm clients, reaching out to cold clients that haven't really engaged with you or purchased before, and then starting to schedule out some time and getting PO signed and putting pressure on them to understand, hey, Black Friday's coming soon. If you haven't ordered inventory, if you don't have things in motion, this is a great time to get your time locked down so we can secure you guys a spot and we can actually guarantee that we can get you guys inventory before the holiday rush starts. So a couple key dates just going through here, like going through the October. Obviously, Halloween's coming up on the 31st. A lot of our clients too, just so you have some insights on the brand side, what we're doing is we're launching like VIP Black Friday insider offers early. So we're getting customers to re-opt in, and then through that re-opt in, they're going to get early access to a sale. So we're getting them to take an action and then get into it. And that's happening, like we're starting to run that pre-opt-ins, campaign even before Halloween this year. So just looking at some key dates, I always like to throw in all of the Hallmark holidays: Tour World Smile Day, Mental Health Day, International Coffee Day, stuff like that. First day of fall coming up on the 23rd. Also, if you guys aren't like emailing your list, like I've noticed a lot of B2B companies think I'm just send one newsletter a month. I don't even care if your email list is 500 people. You could email them 1 to 2 times a week, and you're not going to burn it out. Main reason being, if you have like good relevant information and content to send your customers, they're going to be excited to hear from you and they won't forget about you. What happens if you stop emailing your list consistently? Your list will die, like 3 to 4% of your email list will die just every month. People abandon email accounts. They're no longer using them. They were at a company. They're no longer there. So it's really important that you consistently message your list. And then so you get an idea of the methodology as we go into November on the brand side and just like strategic dates for D2C. We have these Black Friday insider sales that are launching early, that are re-opting in people. Like insider, you opted in, it's not public yet. And then public sales are launching like around the 9th. That's what we're recommending. So as you see that, Black Friday's on the 24th, but we're launching early insider on the 2nd and public sales around the 9th. All of these dates are a little different for different clients, but we go into that. We also got Veterans Day. We've got Thanksgiving. We got Black Friday on the 24th. We got Small Business Saturday on the 25th. We have Super Sunday, which is usually like just an additional day. We call it Super Sunday on the 26th, Cyber Monday on the 27th, and then Giving Tuesday on the 28th. Giving Tuesday being usually if there's a charitable component or something we can talk about, we like to log that in there. And then as we go into December, this is the strong push. Usually we have around 2 weeks in December. The last day to ship is usually going to be around the 15th to the 17th for direct to consumer. As you guys see, if we started the sale on Black Friday, the 24th, you would only have really from the 24th through the 15th to the 17th to actually physically ship product. And I know it's not a problem for a lot of smaller brands, but the bigger brands actually get allocations from FedEx, UPS, and USPS, and they can't go over allocation. They might get 500,000 orders. And if they go over that, those carriers will say you can't actually ship more. That's why all the brands are starting earlier, along with taking advantage of those dollars. So as we roll out the end of the year, we got Christmas, and then usually after Christmas, we're running like a Boxing Day or after Christmas sale where we can blow out inventory at 50 to 75% off to close out the year and the quarter. So I know that was a lot of information in a very short period of time, but if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask them away.
Man, give it up for Mark, guys. So for you guys that joined a little bit later, what's up, Ron? What's up, Victor? How you guys doing? So we're Mark was sharing, his recipe and his stats and how to get Black Friday attention, how to blow up your marketing. So any questions on that kind of stuff, feel free to ask Mark, and then we'll go to kind of any Q&A that you guys have. So who wants to be selected, or who wants to start first? Mark, I have some that I wrote down. So, you shared a lot of, everything about the CRMs and all that. So, how do if you back up a little bit, what would you suggest is the first thing that somebody has to do? They don't have a lot of time. Like, how many of you guys here are limited on time, right? So, okay, so pretty much everyone. How can somebody accomplish this, with the limited time and start, one, collecting the emails, two, putting them somewhere, and like figuring out how to get this scaled up?
Yeah, good question. So this is like, time is something that I feel like us as like everyone else as entrepreneurs and operators, we're all time poor, right? We all need to find ways to maximize our time. And once we can do that, we're going to make our life a lot easier. The reason that I like to use SaaS tools as much as possible, and I'm willing to pay more for more tools than the normal person, is because I know those tools will save me time, right? If I have a sales CRM, I'm no longer using a Google Sheet to look for sales information, right? I'm no longer cringing through email threads looking for the last PO or revision. And I'll tell you an experience that, like, actually one of my clients, that we're partners with, they're working with a big printing manufacturer up in Minnesota, and old school company. And this is a great just case study here. They do all email, all communication still through email. And I'm talking about, there's some threads that we've been on where it's like 50 emails deep and there's multiple rounds of POs. POs have been changed because orders have been changed, products been changed. And I want to pull my hair out when I look at these threads, because it's so hard to understand what is what, right? The moment you start using tools like a sales CRM to pull all your information, and yeah, you might be spending 50, 100, 150 bucks on that every month. But what's your sanity worth when you want to go in on a Monday morning and understand, what's my sales pipeline like for the next 60 to 90 days? What are my top 10, 5, 10, 15 priorities? Sales is the lifeblood of your business. And if you don't understand what your sales pipeline looks like, that's going to drive a lot of anxiety and actually drive you to be more anxious and just scared in your business and go to a scarcity mindset. So you can organize that. It lets you understand where the numbers are at any given time, just like accounting software or your online banking. So using these tools will make you be more organized, and it'll paint a better picture for you, right? I can't tell you, I used to run my sales CRM in spreadsheets. I used to think, no, I don't need it. I don't need that. I'll save money. Got to tell you, spend the money is well served. And you're also doing the things that the big companies are doing. And if you want to be a big company one day, you got to do the things that the big companies are doing. So moral of the story, use the right tools. I'll also say too, if I was running a direct garment printing business right now, I would actually get my clients into Slack, and I would have different Slack channels. And that way, when they have an inquiry, they have another order, they have something. Oh, I see a question that came through. What's a CRM? Super simple. CRM is a customer relationship management system. It's essentially a system that you use to manage your customers. And like you can text them, you can call them, you can put notes in when you talk to people. This is also great too, because it might be you running the sales for your business right now. But when you start to grow, you're going to need multiple salespeople working for you, right? And those people, you're going to have a way to measure their success, right? How many prospects did you talk to this week? How many appointments did you call? What's your sales pipeline like? All of these things. And if you don't have a system, it's hard to hold them accountable. And it's also challenging for those people to understand, what am I actually doing here? And in having a system like this will actually like gamify the sales process for a salesperson and make it more like a game than like, like I'm waking up today and trying to, ring a crystal ball to generate sales.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. A lot of that stuff is stuff that we talk about in here. Try to motivate everybody to get out there and start emailing. So how about on the collection side?
Yeah, good question. Good question.
How can like what's the best ways that our creators in here can start collecting emails reliably and
Yep.
Amass those?
Absolutely. So a couple different ways. The easiest one is to start generating leads through your website. Number one, right? So let's say let's say I'm running a print shop, and I've got people coming to my website. I've either got small local businesses, maybe some national stuff stumbling across me. I want to have a lead hook on my website, or like a good front end offer or a sales consultation or something. I want a way to generate leads and appointments to get on the phone with people. Those are like the two most important things to me, right? I want someone's email. I want someone's name, email, cell phone. I want to understand like, what are they looking for? What's the problem they have? So then when you go into that sales call, you're acting more like a doctor than a used car salesman, right? What's the number one way that a dentist or a doctor sells you on anything? They say, what hurts? How do you feel? Where are you sick? And they do a diagnostic. It's the easiest sale in the world. You go to a dentist and the dentist is like, oh, hey, you got a couple cavities. You got a root canal. You need to get that fixed. They've really got you into a corner. It's like, well, I'm here and it's going to cost me money. And, I guess I need to get it done. Right. So I always say like, sell like a doctor, instead of a used car salesman who's going to try to like, use every sales tactic in the book to get a deal. Right. So, have a sales process, have a script. Those systems are going to be super helpful. Yeah. So going back to email data collection on your website, having some good front end offer, also just running any ads. Like anytime you run an ad, you should be measuring, you should be collecting an email, right? An email and potentially a phone number. Any type of ads I run for myself or clients on the B2B end, it's always, what's the cost per lead? And it's very simple math. It's like, well, it's taking all the emotion out of running ads. It's like, it cost me $35 to get a lead. We close 3 out of 10 leads, right? Average order value on the front end, $700. Okay, do the math right there. How much did it cost me to get 10 leads? I closed at 30%, $700, average order value per. We collected, what is that? 2,400 on the front end minus, what is it? What did you say? Like $30 a lead, $300 to acquire that leads. That's the math that you guys should be doing when it comes to generating leads. And then also there's another way too, which you can run cold outbound. So cold outbound is essentially you buy a list. You go to a list, you go to a list broker, someone that actually has like small, medium-sized businesses in your area, or has that avatar of someone you're going and actually trying to target. We have a large LED manufacturer that we're working with right now, and we're helping them scrape and build cold outbound lists to essentially generate opportunities for people to buy their equipment. That's a great way. You could also build your own lists. So you can get like a Zoom Info or a seamless.com. Like there's all of these different tools where you can scrub data based on your avatar, and then you can use a tool like instantly and send cold emails through those tools to generate appointments in opt-ins for you as well.
Awesome. Ron, you got a question, buddy?
Hey, good afternoon. Yes, my question is, our shop is small, but we're powerful. We get it done. It's my wife and I. You know, I can appreciate everything I hear, everything I see. It sounds like, you know, he has got this down. He's been doing this forever. But for somebody like me that has that much time, what is out there that is fast, quick, dirty, and easy? Because as I listen to this, this takes a huge learning curve to get on. And honestly, I don't have the time to do that. I would love to be able to find something that is quick, dirty, and easy that can capture it. So what tool is out there that can get me there yesterday and not have to spend 45 years trying to learn this stuff?
Totally. First off, you know, I'll say, like, Ren, thanks for that question, and I really appreciate it. I'll say, I think this is, first off, like you said before, it's the dilemma of every small business: time, right? But at the end of the day, think about this. We all want something fast, cheap, and easy. Like, we're all looking for that like magic pill, that crystal ball. Ultimately, there's like, if you want to do it right, there's no like direct, fast, cheap, easy solution out there. Like there's little hacks and tactics like I can tell you. The best thing that I'll tell you, Ron, is like, one, make it a priority, like, or make it an initiative. So each quarter in your business, right? Like, or you, like, over a 90-day period, you want to write down and prioritize like 3 to 5 initiatives that you want to accomplish, right? Is it this quarter, I want to build better marketing systems? Okay, better marketing systems. What are the systems that we want? 3 to 5 things. We do these 3 to 5 things. Let's build an implementation plan. If we're going to work on marketing, if we're going to work on like sending, you know, scheduling 1 email a week, then 1 time a month, we're going to sit down and we're going to schedule time in our calendar, and we're going to get this done, right? And if these tools, they are not very complicated. It does take some time, but you guys are using complex equipment, doing, you know, I'm sure to the, you know, someone who's not in your field, like it's complicated. It just takes some time. And it's just like anything in your life. If you prioritize your health, if you prioritize your family, like whatever you prioritize, if you prioritize it, you'll make it, you'll find time for it if you make it a priority, right? So I would say, instead of like trying to switch hats like during the day, like I need to focus on marketing every single day, being like 1 time a week or 1 time a month, 1 time every other week, I'm going to spend 3 hours. And when I go into that work session, I'm going to have a full list of things that I need to get done. And I'm going to, like, for me personally, when I do this, I have to eliminate all distractions. I have to put my phone in the other room. I have to put my headphones on. I have to put on a playlist and listen to music. I have to clean my desktop. I have to eliminate all distractions. Because if I have those distractions around me, then I'm not going to be able to get it done, right? So going back to the second part, like what tools you could use, are you looking for a specific like sales CRM that we talked about, or an email or email marketing platform, or anything like that? Is there something specifically that you're looking for?
I think for me, for us, probably the down and dirty for us would be a simple email platform to get started. And then as time goes, you know, go from there.
Yeah. So really simple out of the gate, MailChimp for B2B is a good tool. I would also look at Go High Level, which is like an all-in-one system. I believe it's like $97 a month, but Go High Level has a sales CRM built into it. You can build landing pages, even host your whole website in there. you can send emails, text marketing, like it's a full marketing stack. And this is a little like dirty secret out there a lot of people don't know about, but there's like a lot of agencies will like white label the whole package and they'll like resell it because it's so good. The support is not that great for Go High Level, but you can find companies out there that for, so much a month, they'll help you with all the tech support that you need. So like, it's like honestly getting another, because their support is not that great, but for the price of the platform and what you get, it's really good. Like my marketing stack, I spend a couple $1,000 a month, but I'm also an advertising agency. So we use a lot of SaaS tools. We're clerical at desks all around the world. We just need labor, computers, and SaaS to run my business, But for you, I would look at that and I would prioritize if I was going to get a tool, just like, let's say you get a new piece of equipment, right? You buy a new piece of equipment from OmniPrint. You're going to spend the time to read the manual and actually learn how to use the tool, right? And that's because you make it a priority. So it's the same like any of these SaaS tools you use. If you just buy it and you don't use it, then it's not really worthwhile.
Awesome question, Ron. Thank you. It's something that we all have. So I've seen Go High Level. It's pretty good. So it might be good to start collecting emails that way. Anybody else have some questions while we have Mark on?
I just want to point out that if you're already selling online, you're already collecting emails. So those customers already exist. And there is a part of your marketing that will go into creating new business, but your highest returns will be creating repeat business. So I have a Shopify store and I probably manage 20 brands on that store. And though I can't send an email to the entire list because those customers didn't buy from the entire menu of brands that I have. But I pay $5 a month for a Shopify app that tags each customer with a certain tag based on what they buy. And then when I want to create sub email lists, I just look for that tag and I'm like, okay, this is a Hawks customer. They've purchased, I'm going to send them a Hawks message and so on and so on. So that's just, you already have a list. And if you've had 1,000 orders in the last year, you have 1,000 email list almost. Well, with repeat customer, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. The best people to sell to are the people that have already bought from you. They're sitting there. Yeah. And a lot of times, like people forget like that you're around. You got to remind them. Like, the reason that, the best brands in the world, especially like in the, Shopify e-commerce space, they're the ones that are marketing the hardest because they're the ones that treat their business like I'm a marketing first company. So yeah, completely agree.
So Victor, are you doing any like automated emails as they purchase or monthly or anything like that? Or are you just doing it based on like when you have time and all that?
My business model is based on my clients doing the email marketing. So I manage different brands and I sell to their families. And so I work on developing new product, uploading new items to the store, getting ready for the season. And then I even give them the collateral to send those messages out. So those messages have more meaning to those customers because they come from the Westview football email. They come from Hawks baseball email, not from RGB Commerce. Even though they know who I am now, it still is like, hey, season starting, you got to get your gear. Plus, I do as much as I can so that when they need to sign up their people through whatever, like they need to sell like training shirts or whatever, I get them to just come online and buy them through my site, even if it's for free, and I bill the customers later because it forces them to come to my site, pick up whatever free package they need to pick up that I invoice at a later date, but then maybe pick up a couple other items as well. So soccer, everybody wants a pink jersey for soccer next month. So I sold 500 jerseys to teams. And so, but I made them all come to my site, buy their team, select their numbers, and then they added other items. And then the nice thing about it is that in order to simplify my life, I offered a discount if they bought 9 or more jerseys at a time. So instead of having 15 or 16 parents from one team buy one order, the team parent comes in, buys all 16, and then I have that one order. And then, so it was really, really successful. And you talk about holidays. October is a marketable holiday. I'm selling pink socks like you wouldn't believe. So it's those are the kind of things that you just kind of have to keep in mind.
That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, it's good to hear different people's strategies for you guys that are not using it. I'm sure Victor doesn't mind if you copy him.
Oh, I was talking to a friend of mine who does 10 times more business than I do, 100 times more business. And he's like, there's enough business for everybody. Like he does all of the t-shirts for Johnston's. So he's doing coast to coast high school t-shirts, and like, there's enough. There's plenty. So I always tell him when I grow up, I want to be like him. So he laughs, and that's the way it goes.
That's
Victor,
awesome.
you know what? One thing I was just thinking you could do with your business, you could take all those tags that you're tagging Shopify orders, and you could just run your own Klaviyo your own Klaviyo account, and then have those tags in there. And then if you were going to send emails, if you're like, you can work with these existing different clients you have, people that are buying from these different teams, and you could send from like the coach, like whoever the coach is for that team. You could be like, it's like Mark at Hawks as the sender name, but the email is just sending from your actual business's email.
Yeah, I
So,
understand you could do that. I know that there has to be some verification on that, because like on Shopify, it'll say this is coming from email.shopify.com on behalf of RGB Commerce and that email address, right? So there's some email validation that you have to do. But at the end of the day, it's still even more powerful when it comes from the teams. And so we rely on that. But I hear what you're saying. You can definitely do that. Plus, they like to control their own email list, even though they know I have it. I'll only send emails directly from my system for major holidays like Mother's Day or Father's Day or Christmas or stuff like that. Most of it I provide. And I use a website called Place It. I don't know if anybody uses that, but it actually allows you to create lifestyle images of your designs. So if you want a family of 4 skipping in the park and they're all wearing the merchandise in different colors, it's super easy to do. And that's the SaaS system that you were talking about. So when I do the marketing, I just upload the graphics, I do the t-shirt colors, and then I download that lifestyle image. And then it's more than just a grid of just the shirts of what you're offering with the name of the items and the prices below them. You're actually selling the idea of being part of the community as opposed to just selling a grid of t-shirts.
yeah, saving a lot of money on lifestyle shoots for sure.
Yeah. For sure. And they do video ones too. So you can actually upload the graphics and you can have football players doing whatever they're doing, and then they're wearing your t-shirt, and it's pretty cool.
Ron.
Yeah. I agree with, Victor. That's my mentor right there. Rubio's got it going on. He's the king of school. If I could crack the code on the schools in my area, because, the merch, they are very, wow, it's hard to get them because they are old school. They're stuck with somebody they've been with for 100 years, and they don't like to change. But if I could crack that code, I think, that would be phenomenal. And to tag on what he just said, I tell you what, I watched my sales go through the roof when I started using the 3D rendering for merch. When you got a full puff blown up hoodie and this thing can rotate and people can see it, it looks more real, and it does grab a lot of attention out there.
Ron, if I were you, I'd make a donation to the local school district And then I would find every principal at every school. You have their address, you have their names, and send a direct mail piece to each of them.
Yeah, see, our problem here is the principal usually don't get involved in that. It's run by the PTO.
The
And
PTA, yeah, that makes
yeah,
sense.
it's
Yeah.
like trying to get into the mafia with those people because
So
everybody
here-
has their own pet peeves.
Alma, if I may, before you go, I would say that, everybody's looking at the high schools. Go for the grade schools because no one gives them attention. And those people who volunteer at the grade schools become volunteers in the high schools. And those are the people that are giving me the different options. So go to your school foundation, not to the principal, go to the foundation. The foundations are always looking for ways to make money and they always want swag. And if you give them money back, that's fantastic. They love it. And then those people they end up going to the middle schools. And then those people end up volunteering in the high schools. And then that's how you make your way into them because those parents also have kids who play baseball and they play baseball team and they don't like the merch. And they're like, I know a guy who does it, he's been doing this. And now you're already in the school system and they know you and you come up with them. So it takes years to build up, but it'll definitely pay off that way.
Alma, you're up.
So the way that I do it is I volunteer at the rallies. I'll volunteer at their bake sales. I'll volunteer at, I don't do it all the time, but I do that. And, football teams have a spirit van, and you'd be surprised on how you think that they're stuck in their ways using a certain provider. But, some of the people want stuff turned around or they don't like the design that was bulk made. And just talking to people in general during my volunteer hours, I find a lot of clients that way. I've volunteered at school districts and bake sales, PTA meetings, spirit rallies for the high schools, elementary schools, at the baseball teams. They always need somebody in the snack bar. They always need somebody running their certain things. And when you volunteer, you start meeting a lot of people and you network a whole lot more because a lot of the people that are the decision makers, they have kids in these sports, they have kids in the schools, and just getting to know them and letting them know like what you do. And that's like how I've done it. But I do get the whole email and all that stuff, but I think I kind of babied my customers a little bit too much because I get orders through text messages and phone calls and drive-bys and drop-offs on my door and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. And I've tried to get them to go through the website, but my website just sits there. I mean, I pay $40 a month for a website that doesn't make any money. I'm pretty much everything that I do is word of mouth and social media. Like, I think I've gotten maybe 2 sales on Etsy the 2 years or 3 years that I've had it. And I load the Etsy stuff and I put it on my Instagram, and here they are knocking on my door saying, I want the item that you posted earlier. I mean, this week I sold like 3 or 4 tumblers just on posting it. So I wish I could get to the point where I don't, because I know that takes up a lot of my time, but I don't know how else to do it. But I've tried to get them to go to the website, the email address, and we don't read our emails, or but the moment I post something that I posted on my Etsy or something that I have on my website, here they are like, oh, do you have an extra one? Do you already have it in stock? Is it already made? I need a present. And this week I posted one tumbler on my Etsy, and I'm out for the Etsy shop. They bought them off of me here. So a lot of the information you give is good, but I think I'm trying to find a way to balance not having people drop off stuff at my doorstep and other things like that.
Hearing what you do, like I'd be like, oh my God, that's way more work than this. right? Like volunteering all that time, like going out, I'd rather pay for customers. I'd rather like know, like when I did the math a minute ago, like this is how much it cost me to get a customer. This is how much they're worth to me. No emotion in it, right? Like I have I have a client that, we just launched a merch site for their YouTube channel and they did 10 grand in the first 24 hours. It's like sold it. Bingo. They have an audience. They're not selling direct to person. I think with you, in your case, Alma, like those are like personal relationships you've built. So it's a little different. And, I totally get that, but that's a different type of customer than, let's say, if you went to someone who's looking for larger orders or is more B2B, right?
Well, that's one of the things that I was looking for, is to be able to make the large orders, or have, I don't know. I feel like I've had customers go through my Google page, and I've gotten those are strangers, not somebody that I knew, maybe like 3 or 4, but that was like last year. So I guess at this point it's trying to figure it out, where
And like I said
it's their
before,
revenue and not.
yeah, you have to spend the time on the channel, right? So no one, just because you have a website doesn't mean anyone's going to go to it, right? At all. And the only way to get the traffic is either to be attracting that traffic with like relevant content and offers, or paying for that traffic and getting them to come in, right? That's like when you're going to build like a digitally native business, whether it's B2B or B2C, it's fundamentally all about the numbers, no emotion involved. And then it comes to what type of business are you looking to build, And, it also depends like what cycle are you in and like how much time you have and what you want to do. But at the end of the day, like we each tell ourselves a story, and that story can be the truth. It can maybe be some excuses. Like I meet people all the time where I'm like, oh my God, they're running like an agency. It's doing like $30 million a year. And they're like, yeah, I have a sales team of 15 people that are each selling every day, all day on the phone. I'm like, I don't think that's possible. Then you hear that. And it's like, when you look at your situation, it's like, well, you're going after these types of clients, right? They're taking up this amount of your time. Fundamentally comes down to like, what type of business do you want to build? You can train your customers to do whatever you want. You can attract the customers you want, right? In any business. And that comes down to just putting that out in the universe, right? And then building that type of business.
Yeah, one thing I would add to that, Alma, is maybe if you could just get a notepad going and maybe just start estimating out some time. All right, what kind of time am I using of my time to service the clients? And then you'll start getting an idea, okay, well, can I leverage my time better if I'm able to acquire customers from other channels that they might go in and start ordering little by little through your site, and all of that. So tracking something easy like your time would be really valuable for you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Benny.
Well, this question is for Alma, because since she had mentioned that she had volunteered. When you volunteer, do you wear your merchandise?
Oh yeah,
to
definitely.
Right, so, okay,
It's on. Even my pop-ups, when I do local pop-ups, I'm always wearing my merchandise.
Mm-hmm. Right. But I also get the point where you're saying the networking. I mean, I'm a strong believer in networking and people, spreading out your I guess the product, because that's how I'm small. That's what most of my sales are, is by word of mouth, and people love it, and then it just gets out, and then I get these small pockets of jobs, but my main goal is to actually land a school
Yeah,
because I
well,
do
right
have
now
somebody.
I'm close to landing one of the local high schools that has over 3,000 students here, and then the city, the Parks and Recreation department in the city. But sometimes I guess it's that fear that
Mhm.
Mark was talking about. It's like, can I really handle that much by myself? And then figure
Yes.
how to outsource or to get the help, because if I just got a text message yesterday, they're like, well, we need like over 50 hoodies and 50 shirts and we need them by next Friday. There's nobody that I could outsource that to like this week, unless I had friends like Victor that has screen printers that would help, but there's a local screen printer in this area. She's not very kind. So a lot of people have been turning away from her because I for whatever reason, her personal I knew her a long time ago and she was really kind, and I guess the reports that I'm getting from her lately have not been the kindest. So I know that she's probably really overwhelmed since she's one of our largest screen printers in this area, and we live in a small town. So but I get ordered questions like that. There's absolutely no way in my mind that I could fulfill that many and have the orders that I already have that are pending by next Friday. It's things like that.
Yeah, you have the family from here, right? So you have get the orders, and then there's plenty of people that can help you. So that would be my advice. Victor, what's your advice on that?
So my little 60-second response is you do it, take the jobs, you'll get it done. And don't just look in your area, right? You're going to take customers from outside of your area, so you should go look for support outside of your area too. Go find a screen printer in LA that will do work for you. And my favorite jobs are white label jobs. Basically, I order shirts from a manufacturer, they ship it to the warehouse for free, to the printer for free, because it's over a certain amount. I send the art to the printer makes it, sends me a photo to approve the design, I approve it, and then they ship it to the customer directly. And by white label is they don't put in their invoice, they don't put any paperwork for them, they're just sending the merchandise to the customer. You charge the customer for that shipping, and that job is done. And all you do is collect the check. Those are my favorite ones. I've done tons of that stuff. You do stuff for soccer teams and they just want 2,000 team shirts. I'm like, absolutely. I will never touch a shirt. I will never touch a screen. I will never do ink. So know your limits to what your OmniPrint machine can do. And it can do a lot. I'll put in the plug there. It can do a lot, but it can't do everything. But don't limit yourself because of what you have in front of you. You have this whole world of printers around you. Find someone you like. If it's not in your area, it's in the greater LA area. It's in San Diego. It's whatever. I can even give you the number of the screen printer I use. Ron put up his head. He's like, we can help you with that. There is a lot of stuff out there. And those jobs will help you buy bigger machines, and then you start bringing it in-house. Don't say no. You got this.
You got this. Give it up for Alma. You got this, Alma.
Yeah, but isn't it
Yep.
passing this huge job to another company? Would it be considered like a print on demand service?
Well, but if your customer wants 60, 100, 200, it's going to cost you more to do it on demand with your machine than the screen printer. I am going to get 2,000 shirts printed tomorrow, and they're charging me 90 cents a piece to print each shirt.
No,
90
I want your
cents.
screen printer because that's not what they're charging me.
Well, you have
I
to
mean,
build a-
I can't even they're like, oh, well, that's way too high, They want
that's too high in cost.
no, not your price, but like from the ones that I've looked at,
You have to
it's
shop around. You
ridiculous.
have to
Yeah.
give them repeat business. You have to build that rapport with them. But if they're charging 90 cents to print each shirt, they're going to do 2,000 shirts in one day. And I've saved myself all that labor, all
Yeah,
that
and
time,
that's
all
the
that
main thing
headache,
is the
the
labor and the headache.
everything. Exactly. So go find someone. And if you're in a small town and they're giving you too high prices because it's small town prices, Go to LA. There's guys they're doing tons of jobs for Nike and you know, all these big brands, but they'll still take your 300-piece unit order and get it done on one of their 4 machines that they have. Those machines have to run 2 shifts a day just to be profitable. They need the sales, they need the business. And if you just keep giving the business, you keep giving the art, you make it like hassle-free for them. When you send them the art, it's ready to go. You're going to end up bringing that price down, and you're going to be doing better. So those big jobs, you're going to want it, because those big jobs are going to help you build what you're doing there at your place.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
So just make sure that you get Vic's phone number. He'll get you on the right path.
I have his number. I actually met him in Long Beach.
Both of them, both Victors will help you out.
Yep, and I'll do a plug, guys. There's a huge fulfillment center here in our headquarters that you guys can use as customers as well. So don't forget that. So we have
I did not know that one.
yep, a few cheetahs back there. Our new Omni DTF Plus that's coming out that can bang out high-speed transfers for you guys. So remember, you have this community and you have us. That's why we're doing it. So remember one thing, Alma, it's always mindset. We can
I
do
need
whatever
Mark's
we tell
mindset.
ourselves. Yep. We do whatever we tell ourselves we could do, right? Bottom line, good or bad. So just remember that when you have that big order, you're staring down the barrel of this huge order, give us a call and we'll help you collectively raise that mindset. Take it in.
All right, thank you.
Oh, what do you got, Victor? You raise your hand.
That was from before, sorry.
All right. So I know we're 8 minutes over time. Mark, if you got a jam, why don't we give it up for Mark, guys? Give it up for all the knowledge. And I'll share, I'll make sure to share the information. We'll have clips and we'll have videos up for you guys to go review. You know, I know it's a lot for us, but we're doing it. And it'll be a lot until it gets easier, right? So thank you so much, Mark. I really appreciate your time
Victor.
on here.
Appreciate the time and appreciate all of you, as I always enjoy getting to share information, and I hope it was helpful.
Awesome. All right. Anything else that you guys need before we sign off? Any questions? Anything? How was this session? Maybe give me some feedback.
Really like this session because we got a lot of information from Mark, and then I guess I wasn't shy today and I actually spoke about things.
There you go. Love it.
That's
Awesome,
what we
guys.
begged you for, Vic. So we need to make sure everybody speaks up.
That's right. We'll start doing volunteering people to come up. Like Maria, we see you there. You know, there's always questions we don't have kind of we don't want to ask, right? So this is a good community. Ask away. Tony, I see you right there, absorbing, learning. But that's what it's all about. And then what we're gonna take it, you know, how we're gonna take it and apply it into the business. There you go, Maria. What's up?
I just have a really quick question for you.
Yeah.
I always used Brian whenever I was placing orders. Is it best to have like a one-on-one salesperson or training person to place orders with, or just do it online? What would you suggest?
So I'm glad you brought that up. So there's a couple of ways. We have the orders team that could take your order online, but we're actively right now reassigning old reps accounts. So you'll be getting a call. Whoever, Brian was taking care of, will be getting a call from new reps. So that way you have a few different angles. That way you have a rep, you have online, and then you could call in on the inbound line. All right, guys. Well, we got a jam. We're over 18 minutes. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope it was valuable. Thank you for everybody that gave input. That's what it's all about. As we transform and turn this into a more of a community-based type of show, we'll be reaching out and doing specific topics, having you guys host, all that good stuff, to give you guys some more value. So thank you guys for the feedback. I got some action items as well. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.